Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your daily Horoscope for April 20th, 2020. And so this is set to about 3 a.m. on the East Coast. This is where the sun officially enters into Aries. So this is a void of course moon. This is a dark moon that is building up to a new moon in Taurus. And this is starting to make some aspects before it enters into this void of course, where it is making no aspects before it goes ahead and enters into this new moon phase that we will see on the 22nd. So for those of you who are interested in knowing more about this new moon in Taurus that we will have on the 22nd, make sure to check out the latest video on the new moon in Taurus. So this moon, before it enters into its void of course, where it makes no aspects, it is here making aspects over to the North Node, of course, which is at 0 degrees of Cancer, getting ready to shift back into Gemini. So we're seeing this major square here where this is it. This is the last chance to utilize this North Node energy of connecting to what is nurturing, to what is fulfilling, to finally fulfilling this destiny, this lesson, this experience that this North Node in Cancer is trying to pull you towards, which is soul family, which is deeper connection, which is emotional nourishment, emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, comfort, safety, home, right? This is all about moving towards what is home to the heart. And this theme will carry out a little bit as we shift back into the North Node in Gemini, of course. The North Node in Gemini is very much tied to your environment and staying connected to the people who are around you as it's dealing with networking and communication and short distance travel and logic and details within your environment. And if you'd like to know more about that North Node in Gemini that we will see enter in on May 5th, go ahead and check out the latest video on the North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius. So this is a brand new karmic story that we're entering into very soon here as we are building up to this critical degree of North Node in Cancer. We're also seeing a semi-sextile now with the moon over to the sun in Taurus. Remember that the sun just entered into Taurus. And so this is creating this new story here where this moon is saying that it is ready. It is building up to this moment of this new moon that will conjoin Uranus, right? So we're going to see a lot of changes, a lot of unexpected surprises, a lot of shifting, and a lot of new opportunities, fresh stories, an opportunity for you to change things up, for you to start fresh. Remember, we talked about that the other day about this being this moment of allowing yourself to let go of the old structure, the old value, the old sense of worth and security, the old foundation that is no longer serving you so that you can plant seeds for this new foundation to sprout and come to life in your life. And so this moon is supporting this here as it is at 0 degrees of Aries. It's saying it's time to start thinking about the action steps that you're going to take. What are you going to be doing during this new moon? With this moon in Aries building up to the new moon, it's time to make those choices, those decisions about what is your new foundation going to look like? What is going to serve you in this new reality? What does this new structure and this new foundation that you are building look like in your life? This moon is also making a conjunction to Lilith and Chiron. And so this new moon is bringing up a little bit of this confusion, this feeling of not knowing what to do. And it really is a time to look deep within yourself and address these fears and these blocks that are stopping you from taking action, especially for those of you who have Taurus rising with Aries sitting back in your 12th house. A lot of buried fears that need to be faced here. So there's a lot going on underneath the surface. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that needs to be addressed in terms of these deeper fears and blocks and feelings that we're feeling at a subconscious level, and addressing this and working through this. And so it is time for you to ask yourself those deeper questions. It is time for you to look deeper into this and see, what is it that I need to face? And keep in mind that part of fortune here is conjoined with Neptune. And so it is showing you that the way that you grow, the way that you increase your experience and your luck and your fortune and your experiences in life is through addressing these subconscious blocks and fears. And this moon is a part of this, right? This moon is still considered in this conjunction point of where Neptune was sitting. And we are going to see Neptune retrograde back very soon here as it's coming into these last degrees of Pisces, which we've never experienced before in our lives for many of us, is Neptune coming to these last degrees of Pisces, where things become more extreme, where impulses and fears and intense feelings come to the surface at these last degrees of Pisces. And so this is very, very powerful, that we are working through and overcoming these subconscious blocks and limits that we have placed on ourselves through past experiences, through feelings that we've attained through our childhood, through the years, through these traumatic events in our lives. And so this is a major moment of clearing out these blocks and fears in our lives completely. This is also making a semi-sextile over to Mars in Aquarius, which is very much about us pushing forward our ideas and our help and our guidance in humanity, in the community. How can we help one another? How can we support one another in this new reality, in this new space that we've built up here with this Saturn in Aquarius, which we do see this full-on sextile with the moon over to Saturn in Aquarius. And so the choices that we make here about building this new structure, this new foundation, and allowing ourselves to clear out these subconscious fears and blocks in order to move forward and plant these new seeds of what this new story is going to look like, is not only affecting us on a personal level, it is affecting our entire life, and in turn affecting everyone in all of the collective. We are all joined together in this. Remember, with Saturn, this is a new authority, this is a new responsibility, this is a new limit, a new restriction, a new boundary, a new system that is built on the people, that is built on unity, that is built on all of us as a humanity. Now, this is also making a sextile over to Jupiter and Pluto, which are sitting at those last degrees of Capricorn. We are going to see Pluto retrograde here very shortly. And we're going to see Jupiter retrograde in May. And so Jupiter and Pluto are building up to these very intense retrogrades that are coming in here. And this is building up to this extreme internal transformation within ourselves, about our status, about our career, about our position, about our role. Right? So there is this change in the identity, in the image that we are trying to project wherever this is placed in your personal birth chart, right? And so this is a big story about the changes and transformations that we need to go through, about our belief systems, about our views, about our perspective, about where we are in our role and our position in life. This is also making a quintile, so very minor aspect, a quintile over to Venus, which is a very harmonic aspect. And so Venus is sitting here in Gemini. It's in shadow phase, getting ready to retrograde on May 13th. And Venus is trying to build this story up about relationships. How can we think differently? How can we communicate differently? How can we look at things differently in terms of our relationships here with Venus in Gemini? And it is opening up us to this experience of having fun and being social and going through the experience and taking it on. And so for those of you who are single, this is opening a doorway for you to start and enter into a brand new relationship experience. This is giving you the opportunity to be open to this experience. And for those of you who are having relationship difficulties, this is here to help you understand what needs to take place here. Whether this is coming to a point of negotiation, coming to a major decision, a compromise, or is this time to end the relationship, right? So we're seeing a lot of shifts and changes that are coming up as we're building up to this review period for relationships in our lives with this Venus in retrograde in Gemini. And remember that Venus in retrograde in Gemini did not take place before since 2012. So this is clearing out an old cycle from 2012. So let's take a look back into May of 2012 and see what was going on in our lives in terms of relationships. Were you single? Is this a story of making space to enter into a brand new relationship in this new cycle that is coming up? Were you getting into a relationship that didn't serve you at the time? Is this a time coming into this brand new cycle for you to learn how to love yourself by letting go of an old relationship? Is this time for those of you who are single, who didn't take on these opportunities to express your creative gifts and talents? Is it time to do it now in this new cycle? So big questions about this that are coming up, and many questions that you should be looking into and seeking on an internal level. So looking at the guidance internally within yourself is a big part of this moon that is building up to a new moon in Taurus. So let's go ahead and pull a card for tomorrow, April 20th, 2020. So first card we got here is Void of Course Moon, right? So we were just talking about this feeling, right? This Void of Course Moon is when the moon is making no aspects, right? And so we are going to see this right before we enter into the new moon. This is a buildup to this new moon in Taurus, where it is this feeling of emptiness, this feeling of missing, this feeling of loss, this feeling of not fulfilling your purpose or your destiny, where it is calling for you now to make a choice about how you are going to start this fresh new lunar cycle with this new moon in Taurus. So big choices and decisions and questions. Speaking of questions, we have the Three of Pentacles, where this is a learning experience. This is an opportunity for you to learn and grow in more experiences and opportunities coming into this space here with this dark moon in Aries. And so, what are you open to learn and experience here as we start to come into this new moon where it is giving you the opportunity to start something fresh, to start something new? Last card here is the Queen of Wands. And so many of us need to realize that we are protected and guided and watched over, and that it is okay for us to express ourselves and to go after what we want at this moment, even in the safety of our homes. So this is a very big moment of nurturing what you are passionate about, what you love, what you want to do, what you want to create at this moment. So use this new moon in Taurus that is coming up to build something new and fresh that serves you, that brings value and worth into your life, and allow this Aries dark moon to be the fuel of that passion and that strength and that energy to make this a new opportunity and experience for you. So big changes, big questions, time to make this an experience for you that is fulfilling, that is nurturing, that will help you grow and create what you want in your experience, especially when we are talking about relationships. So that was your horoscope for April 20th, 2020. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. If you would like to share any positive wisdom, motivational advice, spiritual knowledge, psychic messages, or you'd like to take part in this, then go ahead and join the group Astro Metaphysical Love and Light. And I want to thank you all once again for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.